Starting my third day of skiing, I went with James to a place called Heavenly in South Lake Tahoe. It was a really nice venue. It's one of the better ski resorts that you can probably go to. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's pretty much worth it. They have these amazing views of Tahoe Lake as you're going up the ski lift.
Alright, here we are, skiing Heavenly.
Being a first-time skier, I was very spoiled to be able to go to Heavenly, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who really wants to get a feel for what it is to have a good skiing experience. And be sure to take a few days when you can actually learn how to ski and get comfortable with being able to go down some of the blues. Having the opportunity to ski with James is actually really quite fun because he's really experienced and he knows what he's doing. He kind of guided me through what sort of runs I should be going through. He snowboarded with me along the way and was quite patient as I was trying to find my way through.
How do you feel about narrow? Figure it out. I mean, it's going to be like this, but it's going to be narrower. You feel in control? Alright, off you go.
When you're going down some of these narrow paths, you get quite close to the edge, and what you don't realize is that even though as a beginner skier it is actually quite perilous, there is sheer cliffs that you can basically fall over and into the trees and rocks. Now there hadn't been a lot of snow at Heavenly at this time, so there was a lot more rocks that were exposed than what there would typically be. You could tell at some points that I was getting quite confident with being able to ski close to the edge and up on the sides, which adds a whole nother element of fun to it.
You have a great day.
One of the cool parts about going to Heavenly is you can actually go from the California side to the Nevada side, and you can ski on both and sort of compare them. It is one ski resort, but I mean it is so big, it's really quite difficult to ski all of the runs in just one day. The type of skier that you have that goes to Heavenly is a lot more serious. They seem to be a lot more able than what you would experience at someplace like Sierra. But of course we were on the green slopes at Sierra for the most part. One of the things that I found interesting about Heavenly is the length of the different slopes. You could spend minutes going down, and you can actually get quite tired along the way. And at one point I think I actually fell because I'm just so worn out at that point.
There we go.
They also have this great cafe that we were able to go and stop off at and sort of catch our breath and get a meal and snacks and things like that. And it is a bit on the pricey side, but that's kind of what you have to expect when you're going to Heavenly. James just about runs into a guy who's just run out of gas and just can't really go much further, and so he had to take a minute while the guy got out of the way. Watching how good James was quite incredible, even to the point where he was skiing in and out of the tree line, which of course I didn't have the courage to do at that time. Being a first-time skier, one doesn't quite know what to expect, and one of the things that took me by surprise was just how fast one could really go. I think my top speed for the 4 days that I was there was about 43 miles an hour, which of course people can go a lot faster, but for me that was just fine. Seeing as James had already been to Heavenly a few times, this really made it a lot easier on myself because he knew just which slopes to go on, so I would highly recommend anybody going to try and find a sort of seasoned skier to be able to guide you through which runs are going to be best for you. We even came across two people that had apparently collided, and we kind of made our way past, and you try your best to be observant of everybody that's around you at all times. One of the things I wish they had covered in sort of ski school was how to fall, how to go about, laying down if you're going too fast. I certainly could have used this in my next day, so stay tuned and watch how I break my wrist in the next video.